Single cylinders like this one are mounted underneath the body and are considered industry standard for anything 10,000 GVWR or less. Okay, so this right here is what a scissor lift looks like. Scissor lifts were considered the go-to lift by all the major manufacturers for anything in your heavier capacities. So 14,000 and all the way up to 25,000 GVWR. The scissor lift is considered the faster up and down cylinder. It's because the way that this is made, that cylinder only has to travel a small distance to really lift the body all the way up into the air. Which does reduce wear and tear on the cylinder itself. You know, the way it's fastened to the frame keeps the frame from rolling side to side at all. Much better than like a dual piston. Dual piston you've always wanted to stay away from. Typically only the smaller, cheaper brands use them. You know, none of the major manufacturers, if you look out there, make anything in a dual cylinder. If you look at, you know, PJ, Big Tex, Diamond C, Load Trail, Iron Bowl, and they don't make a dual cylinder, and that's for a reason. Okay, so last but not least, the telescopic cylinder. Telescopic's a little newer to the scene. There's pros and cons to it, like everything. So telescopic in general lifts more. It lifts more because of leverage, really. It's placed up on the very front of the trailer, so when you're lifting something, you know, from the front, picture lifting up a piece of plywood from one end of it rather than the middle of it, and you're going to be able to lift it easier. So that's the reason that in general telescopic is considered to be the lift that lifts the most weight. It is slower, so it's a good bit slower than, say, like a scissor lift, and it's just because of how far it has to come out and then go back in. Also, typically coming down, it is gravity down, not power down. So you do save some battery as you come down, but I mean, it does take a good bit longer to come all the way out and go all the way back down. Scissor lifts and telescopics, both considered, you know, top notch. I'd say either one of them is a great buy, as long as it's installed from a good manufacturer. If you're concerned with loading heavy weights, say you regularly do rock, sand, anything that can be very concentrated weights, and sometimes it gets loaded very unevenly where you have a lot more weight to the front of the trailer. In general, try not to do that, but if that happens to you, the telescopic may be the way to go. Although it's slower, it's way faster than unloading 4,000 pounds of dirt out of your trailer because you overloaded it. If you're doing, you know, a lot more construction materials, drywall, plywood, and you're going to fill up a bunch of volume and you don't think you're regularly going to overload something with dirt, rock, concrete up toward the front of the trailer, then, you know, the scissor lift's a great option. Very, very durable. It's going to last a long time and much quicker when you get to the dump going up and down. So, drop some comments if you have any questions down below about any of the lift options. Be happy to answer them, and follow along for more tips on what to look for when you're buying a trailer. Thanks, guys.